Hey everybody, here's the preview video for day one for Vacation Bible School. The day one story is God calls Abram, and the bottom line is God wants you to know him. So we'll be talking about Abram's life story and his name change, of course, to Abraham. The first activity is Abraham's crazy journey, and the paper that each kid is going to get looks like this. It's kind of a Pac-Man style board with some key review pieces here in the corners. So after each kid gets a board or a piece of paper and a marker, you go ahead and read through these different prompts to review the story with them. So everyone's going to start in the middle square, this number 75, Abraham's age, when his life journey began with this specific Bible story. Next, you'll read this prompt for the word promise, and kids will take their marker and kind of make a dot-to-dot path up into the promise box. And then next, you'll say the prompt for star, and kids will make their way all the way down to the star box, and then over to the baby, and then to Jesus. So this activity reviews Abraham's story, but then also connects Abraham's story to the entire Bible. The next activity is Pack Peeps. So think about this as if it's Pac-Man, but like a board game style. So this one is you're going to divide your group into 4 teams. Here's your game board. And each team will have a color of like a Pac-Man ghost. And then there's the dice here. So teams will take a turn rolling, and there's a 3. So whichever team it is, they can exit and cover 3 dots in any direction they want. It's kind of like the board game Clue, where you have a certain number of spaces that you can move, but it's kind of in any direction. And as the groups roll their pieces, the objective is to get closer and closer to these 4 big circles with the 4 icons on them. Whenever a team gets close enough to get to one of those icons, they'll collect a card. So the question mark card is talking about God, asking questions about God, exploring who God is. The ear is to hear God. We hear God through his written word. So here's a picture of a kid reading the Bible on a school bus. And then the footsteps, we live out our faith in our day-to-day life. So here's an example of a little boy helping another little boy. And then the folded hands, of course, are we talk to God through prayer. So the first team to get all the way around the board and collect 1 of each card wins the game. And then, of course, on the back side of your packet here, there is the rest of the rules and then some discussion points about what the game is trying to teach us. The last activity is a memory verse activity, where we're going to take our memory verse cards, the large green papers, and lay them out. So first is the start. God's power has given us everything we need, and so on. You can divide your group into 2 teams, and each team is going to take a turn taking the Hot Wheels track piece and placing it at the beginning of the start line. And by the way, you also have a roll of tape that you can tape these pieces down onto the floor with. That'll make the game a lot easier. But the kids are going to take the Hot Wheels track piece. They can put it really steep or a little bit lower, and then they'll roll their car, and wherever their car stops, then that team will get to collect the corresponding piece of these little mini verse cards. So the first team going back and forth taking turns, the first team to get all 5 of their verse cards wins the game, and the kids are learning little pieces of the verse. So those are your 3 activities. After those 3 activities, you can transition to snack time, not smack time, but snack time. And then if there are any of these activities that really connect well with the kids, don't feel like you have to do all of the activities, and don't feel like you have to transition to an activity that may not connect with them if they really happen to enjoy this activity or the verse activity down here. So just have fun with the kids, lean into where they're heading and what piques their interest on these spiritual concepts. Thanks.